As our numbers rise, health officials are reminding all of us, take precautions, wash our hands, use hand sanitizer and face coverings when social distancing is not possible. The word is out right now that federal officials are asking private groups if they want to build a second layer of border wall along the 40 miles of the U.S.-Mexico border near Tucson. Alexis Burdine takes a look into the details of this plan in this News 4 Tucson investigation.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection is asking private contractors for recommendations on how they can build private border walls that make it more difficult to penetrate or cross over. But some southern Arizonans say they don't want private companies coming into their communities and building the barriers.
It's a hotly contested proposal. Early in June, CBP proposed this notice asking federal contractors for border wall related anti-breaching and anti-climbing suggestions, inviting proposals for private party construction, meaning investors would be allowed to buy land along the border, build a barrier on it, and sell that barrier back to the federal government, all in an effort to make the existing border wall more secure.
It's a very, very clear neglect when you're saying anybody from outside, private contractor, can build a wall, right, with this new, or build a barrier with this new proposal.
Cesar Lopez's family has lived in Nogales, Arizona for 5 decades. He says no more walls, especially privately built walls. He says doing so allows private companies to make private choices that the public must live with. CBP officials say private contractors still have to follow federal regulations. Although in February, the Department of Homeland Security waived federal contracting laws and regulations for the construction of border barriers in 11 counties across New Mexico, Texas, California, and Arizona, including Santa Cruz County.
Walls have never really solved the problem.
Santa Cruz County Sheriff Tony Estrada says additional border walls may slow people down, but drug and human smuggling problems exist with or without them, as criminals always find other ways to get their loads across. DHS clearly disagrees, citing the need to immediately prevent unlawful entry into the U.S. as reason for waiving laws and regulations delaying barrier construction. According to DHS, in 2019, Border Patrol seized nearly 60,000 pounds of marijuana, more than 150 pounds of cocaine, 155 pounds of heroin, 12 pounds of fentanyl, and nearly 3,000 pounds of meth from drug smugglers in the Tucson border sector.
The issues of drugs coming into this country, it's not going to stop. The majority of those drugs are coming through the ports of entry.
Do you think there could ever be a barrier along the border big enough or with enough technology to deter people from illegally crossing into the U.S.?
No, I don't think you could make a barrier big enough. What's not addressed is the root causes of migration.
Border rancher John Ladd supports publicly built barriers. He says they make a big difference to people on both sides.
The Mexican rancher deals with the cartel one-on-one. If he doesn't let them do what they want to do, they kill him.
Ladd says the stronger the barrier, the more likely the cartel has to find a different smuggling route, one away from his neighbors across the border in Mexico. Ladd says razor wire wrapped already along portions of the wall near Bisbee undergo repairs by Border Patrol daily, as it's constantly cut by those attempting to breach the wall.
In the last 30 years, Border Patrol caught 500,000 people just on our ranch.
Since the border wall was built, Ladd says that number dropped to less than 5,000 people over 5 years.
It's a national security tool, and I'm in favor of it.
But he does not want private companies building the new barriers to sell back to the feds.
If the contractor buys the property from an individual and then gives it back to the government, I am against giving any private land back to the government.
CBP says it will not know the types of barriers proposed by contractors until responses are received and evaluated. Responses were due on June 12th and are now undergoing evaluation. Until that process is complete, there's no telling what the barriers could look like or how many more people they would be able to stop from illegally entering the U.S.
So we reached out to U.S. Customs and Border Protection asking how many times walls like this one are breached. A spokesperson says they can't give out that information because it's operationally sensitive. Investigating for you, Alexis Burdine, News 4 Tucson.